It's one of the toughest questions a family can face. Is it time? Is it time for 24-hour supervision for someone you love? Well, let's try to bring some real clarity to that incredibly difficult decision.
I mean, does this question hit home for you? Are you finding yourself lying awake, listening for every little noise, just dreading a phone call in the middle of the night? If that sounds familiar, you're in exactly the right place.
Look, nobody just wakes up one morning and decides they need round-the-clock care. It kind of creeps up on you, right? A few more falls, a little more confusion, and a whole lot more stress, until it feels like everyone is just running on empty. That's why we're digging into this, with some real-world insights from Focus Family Care. They help families navigate this exact situation every single day. You can actually reach them at 561-693-1311 or find them online at focusfamilycare.com.
So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll talk about that constant worry. Then we'll get into 5 key signs to watch for. We'll also cover the big unspoken sign, your own burnout. After that, we'll look at your real-world options, and finally, we'll talk about how to reframe this whole decision.
All right, let's dive in. What are the actual, concrete signs that tell you things are changing? You can think of these as the blinking warning lights on the dashboard of your family's well-being.
Okay, sign number 1 is a pattern of falls. And listen, we're not talking about a single slip or accident. We're talking about it happening again and again, especially when your loved one is alone. That's a huge red flag that their mobility just isn't safe without somebody there.
Next up is something that's frankly terrifying for families: nighttime wandering. This is really common with dementia. Maybe they're getting up at 2 in the morning, totally confused, trying to go to work, or worse, opening the front door. Suddenly, the overnight hours become the most dangerous time of day. And at that point, supervision isn't a nice to have, it's an absolute necessity.
Sign number 3 is all about medication errors. And again, this isn't about a one-time mistake. It's about a consistent, dangerous pattern. Double dosing on important pills or completely skipping critical ones. When medication just can't be managed safely anymore, having a person there becomes a life-saving safety measure.
Then that brings us to sign number 4, a pattern of other safety issues. You know what I'm talking about. Those little heart-stopping moments, finding the stove left on, the sink overflowing, or learning they opened the door to a complete stranger. When these kinds of risks are happening at all hours, it's a pretty clear sign that supervision needs to be there at all hours too.
Now, this last sign, this is the one that families often ignore for the longest time because it means shifting the focus away from the person needing care and onto the caregiver. It's about you.
We are talking about caregiver burnout. And let's be really clear, this is not just being tired. It is a deep, profound state of exhaustion, physically, emotionally, mentally. Maybe you're getting sick all the time. You're snapping at people. You feel a sense of dread when the phone rings. When you're completely running on fumes, acknowledging the need for help isn't giving up. It's just admitting that one person cannot do it all 24/7. And that is absolutely 100% okay.
Okay, so if you're nodding along to these signs, the big question is, what do you do now? Let's talk about the real-world options you have for getting that support.
Generally, you're looking at 3 main paths. The first is what's called shift care. This is where different caregivers come in for blocks of time, say an 8-hour day shift and a 12-hour night shift. The key here is someone is always awake and on duty, which is perfect for someone who needs hands-on help around the clock. Then there's live-in care. This is where one caregiver lives in the home but gets to sleep at night. It's a great fit if you really need that daytime help, plus the peace of mind of having someone there overnight. And finally, you have skilled nursing or memory care facilities. These are for when medical needs become too complex to safely manage at home. I know that even just thinking about this is incredibly hard, and it often comes with this heavy, heavy blanket of guilt. But I need you to hear this. Needing this level of care does not mean you failed. It just means the needs have changed. I love this way of looking at it. So many of us are just trying to hold things together with duct tape, right? Patching problems as they pop up. But this isn't a choice between being strong or giving up. It's a choice between a temporary fix that's bound to fail and building a real, sustainable, safe structure of support that's designed to hold up your loved one and you. When you're seeing the falls, the wandering, and you're feeling that burnout, it's just completely overwhelming. Honestly, talking to an expert who deals with this every day can make all the difference in the world. And that's exactly what the team at Focus Family Care does for families right here in Palm Beach County. They help you build a realistic plan that actually works. And getting started is way simpler than you might think.
It really just starts with a phone call, a completely no-pressure consultation. You just talk through your situation with an expert, and from there, you can start to design a plan that brings back some safety and sanity.
So that first step is just to make the call. You can contact Focus Family Care today. The number is 561-693-1311, or you can visit their website at focusfamilycare.com and just start the conversation.
So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. This isn't just about getting through the next emergency. It's about building a sustainable future. What is a care plan that truly supports both your loved one and you? What does that actually look like?